Hello and welcome to another Rust-based Designs with Grams. Today I'm going to be covering the Waterbase. This Waterbase is an improvement of my previous video because I found better ways to build this to make it a lot easier. So I'm going to be showing you guys some quick notes on this build, giving you a quick base tour in the process, and additionally I'm going to show you guys how to build this. This base can be created on any shoreline at all, so you can build it on pretty much most of the land that's out there as long as it leads out into the ocean. Additionally, because of your random generations of map, this also can lead to further bridges, drawbridges into your base. Because you can possibly get more drawbridges out of this, in this case I only had one with this base, you can have further defense for your base and make it even more defensible than it already is. One thing to avoid while building though are building near rocks, like as I did over there. If people are able to jump onto the rocks nearby your base, they are able to jump into your foundation after destroying a wall, and they're also able to use their weapons, which defeats the purpose of being on the water. I purposely built next to these rocks to show you guys what not to do by illustration purposes. A good base utilizes both strategy and natural defense. Natural defense in this case is the water. Once a player falls into it, they're not able to do most of what they're normally able to do. The only things that they're able to do throw C4, throw a spear, and pretty much swim for their lives. And even if they manage to destroy one of the walls, once you are submerged into water, you're unable to jump back onto any foundation. So even if they destroy your walls, they are unable to get inside of your base. So that leaves only 3 ways for players to be able to get into your base. One of your friends decide to leave this drawbridge open like so people are able to just run inside and do whatever they please. Second, they somehow get building access, which there's really only one way for them to do such, and that's if they pretty much intrude your base and get access themselves. Additionally, the third way is if they destroy the entire base and just level it all with C4 and have everything fall down. Yes, the loot items will fall from all your chests and everything will just be sitting there on the ground. However, because we are on a slanted hill and this is the ocean, what will happen is that when all your items fall, they will be lucky to get 2 of the items. It will all just fall right down into the deep dark crevices of the ocean unless they get extremely lucky or have 20 people like piranhas swarming the items. So this base is really good because there is only one way in and one way out. Additionally, even if they destroy your base, they are unable to get anything from it and they're just wasting everything that they have. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a quick base tour. Before I give you guys a quick base tour of this base, I want to specify that this base does not have to be created to exactly what I built. You can always customize this to your own needs. Additionally, that banner does not have to be there. It is not only hosting the world's greatest icon, but additionally, it's there for a strategic purpose, which I will show you guys once I reach the second floor. Your key to enter and exit this base is a blueprint and 100 wood. You do not need this blueprint and 100 wood in order to exit, but you do need it to enter. So you can always jump off the ledges or anything otherwise. Once you guys enter, make sure you guys always destroy your drawbridges so people are unable to just run inside. You have an airlock here with a basic open area on the inside. The reason why I created that open patio that you saw on the front was simply because I like to have access in and out to where it would stop people from being able to jump and create a little bit more of an obstacle. I have this nice little window so you're able to shoot anyone that seems to bother you. Additionally, make sure you guys have ladder hatches on the inside. This is where the building cupboard is for me. You don't have to put it in this location, but in the center is most ideal. Let me turn this on. Additionally, going up to the second floor, I have this wide open area that you guys can put some chests down, put some beds, or anything otherwise. I have a good defense on this level to where you're able to access at your disposal the open balcony area so you can defend your base fully. Additionally, you have different angles in order to access it and defend yourself, just in case somebody decides to be shooting you down from the hills. Now, this is the strategic purpose the banner makes. As you see, you have these tiny little cracks or rips through the banners that you're able to access, see through in order to shoot people and defend your base. People are unable to see you behind this, and it is very, very difficult in order to see you. So for you to defend your base, it's actually very easy. So let's go ahead and go to the next floor up. The next floor up is pretty much where I would choose to put my loot room, because I always have my loot room on the 3rd floor or higher. Because of this, I have this wide open so I can place plenty of chests, shelving, or otherwise. I have more areas to defend my base, balconies, and as well as more. Let's go ahead and head up to the roof area. As you go up to the roof area, I purposely have all 4 of these doors set up. The reason why I have this like this is because once you go up to your roof, I don't like to be shot immediately, especially if I'm being raided by a large group. I would hand out here, and as you see, all these walls are great for defense where you just pop out and shoot someone. As you enter through this area, you're able to cover behind doors, you're able to walk around areas, so you're able to truly being able to strategize and defend yourself from nearly any angle whatsoever. So this is the water base, and if you guys like this and want to learn how to make it, go ahead, stay tuned, and I'm going to show you guys how to build it. A few things that you should know before you start building this base is that you need your alignment for your foundation to go perfectly straight outwards. You don't want to have this going out at an angle and following your shoreline, because if you do that, your base will not be proportioned. You just want to make sure it's perfectly straight. Additionally, when you place your first foundation, that's going to be the setting level of your entire base. So when you first place it, you want to make sure that you have it above sea level, and you see where the round area that's currently being consumed with water, and you see where it's all waving. You want to make sure that is completely above water. Otherwise, if it's too low and too close to the water, people will be able to jump up once they fall into the water. So once you do that, you want to build all the way out until you can build no more. Once you're able to do that, you want to remove your last foundation and build foundation steps. However, you're going to have to fall into the water and build like so. Once you do that, you want to build one more heading downward like so. And I'm going to go back up top so I can show you. You want to build straight out with foundation until you can go no more. Remove your last one, place the foundation stairway heading downward, and one more afterwards. So you should have this. I'm sorry for the murky water, but that's just how Rust works. Once you get underneath there, this is where you're going to start creating your foundation stairs. What you're going to be creating is simply this. I'm going to show you above ground so you guys are able to see better what it's like and what you're looking for. Let's go ahead and do the center foundation here. This is what you will be creating once you're underneath. You want to create a 3x3 area, and this is your foundation steps that is currently the bottom of your base. So you have that foundation area, and you have 2 steps heading downward. This is your second step heading downward. You want to create a 3x3 square area like so underneath. I know you guys are going to be finding it very difficult to see everything in my screen for this situation. That is why I wanted to show you guys above land what it looked like and what your final process is going to be. So bring out your thing, bring out your center foundation, and you want to build a 3x3. You're going to might have to head up above water a few times to avoid drowning, but however, this is all it takes. Once you create that, you're pretty much done. All you need to do is remove the 2 stairs, which you can always stand on your center foundation and shoot at it with arrows, and it'll work great. At this point, you won't be able to see your foundation and you'll be kind of lost. But once you bring out your building material and set some walls and head underneath, you'll be able to see this fine line that you see here where this blue wall is. Because of that, you just want to go outward and just build on the exterior portions of this. As you can see from that contrast of the light versus darkness, you're able to see the exit area to where you can see where the edge of the world would be. Once you're done setting up these walls, you're pretty much sated. So let's go ahead and set up those, set up the interior walls as well, and I'm going to do a quick no clip so you guys are able to see what it looks like above. As you see, this is what your final result is going to be. You don't need to do anything fancy, don't need to do anything further. The only thing you need to watch out for is that once you're underneath water and you're placing these walls, you want to make sure that you have an exit. So in my case, I would be building these center walls, as you see here, flip it around, no clip, and make sure I place this glass wall here and flip it around. You'll be able to come up overhead and you'll see your bases of your base beginning. As I said, I'm not going to turn on no clip, so there we go. So this is going to be your drawbridge area, and that's going to be the entrance of your base. From here, I'm going to change this to twig so you guys can see and better illustrate what my center was going to be. So there's your beginning drawbridge, and you're going to have a space like this, or if you do not want that, you can always bring this in one more. For this sake, I am just going to use a floor. That will work just as well. I'm going to go back to stone so you guys can see the difference. I'm going to set up floors absolutely everywhere. From here, this is where you will be customizing your base to your own particular needs. For my situation, if you want to build the same base I did, you want to put a window here, put a low wall here, put a door here, and here. The rest of them, you want to set up with walls always facing outward. The reason why you always want them facing outward is because it gives you further defense. I don't really understand why I really need to cover that, but some players do not grasp that for some reason. So let's set up these walls, set up one here and here, and set up our door right here, set up a floor frame up here. So this is what your final result should be. So if you're off by one, you should just place a floor there instead of two foundations. You'll be just as well off, and you'll be good to go. You jump over this low wall, you have two doorways, you have a solid wall going around. This is where you're going to put your building cupboard, and you're going to have a doorway and a window. The doorway and the window or any of these walls are completely optional, but if you would like my setup, go ahead and go for it. You want to throw your building cupboard into the corner as much as possible. Since you already have walls set up, you don't really need to worry about it poking through. You set up your frame and your ladder. Go ahead, go on right up to the top, place some floors. Now we're on the second floor where you found those windows at, and you were able to see the bottom portion of the banner. What you want to do is that you want to set up a window front and center, set up some doors on the left and right, and some one mores on the corners. You want to place one more here and one more here. The rest of it is just going to be walls. So let's place some walls going all the way around. And there we go. What you want to do from here is that you want to add a floor triangle going upwards, both ways like so, and above and below each doorway facing outwards. You're going to place this for every level that goes above this if you want to make the same copy as mine. You're going to place a floor frame and another ladder hatch, facing the same direction preferably. Additionally, if you guys choose or do not have the levels for it to actually make a ladder hatch, you can always use some normal stairs and you'll be good to go as well. Place some more floors going on here. Place some more doorways going around. This is going to be the main loot room. So you want to leave this majority wise open. So I'm not going to put anything else in. I'm just putting this one wall here just for extra protection if one of your friends decides to open up the doors. You don't want to get shot. And additionally, it adds a lot more support for the next level going upwards. Set up some walls. Add some more triangle floors above head, right above each one of these. You don't have to add it on this floor, but you can add it above the head, but I just like to do it right then. Add another ladder hatch. This is going to be your roof. Set some floors. What you're going to do is that you're going to build a floor triangle going and connect these two like so. So there's just 1, 2. Set up some low walls everywhere besides the center area. So here, here, there, there. You don't want the flat area that leads outwards with a low wall, and the rest of them you just want to place normal walls at. From here, what you want to do is that you want to place a wall here, here, and doorways going completely around. Place some ceilings wherever you see them. So if you guys have an option of placing, you want to make sure you have a full secured floor. So you want to make sure where you see a triangle foundation in the bottom, place a square. Wherever you see triangle, you place a triangle. I'm sorry, I just noticed I said if you see a triangle foundation, place a triangle. I meant if you see a triangle foundation, place a triangle, and if you see a square foundation, place a square. You may not be able to place it everywhere, but however, you'll be good to go if you take care of at least most of it. What this does is creates a fair amount of defense. You guys can always, if you choose, place more low walls here as well. I like to not have them there, so I can always peek out and try to get the people underneath if I wanted to. So, there you go. That's how you build the base. And if you wanted to, you can also create more low walls up on here, going around. I did this in no clip simply because it's really self-explanatory. It's really accessible. It's not like I have any special angles or otherwise in order to place these low walls here. Just open up the doors and place them and you'll be good to go. Besides placing down the doors, the windows, you have an exact replica of the same base that I just displayed to you. If you guys choose to use the banner strategy with this, what I would suggest is to just make a mini raid tower that you're later going to destroy. What I would do so is that I want to build two ways apart, build up some walls going upwards. I'm building this in twig, same way that you would. Build this all the way up, build a staircase going around like so. Floors when you can. And as you go up to the higher light area, you'll be able to access this a lot better. As you see, you have your banner ready. Place it right about here. Make sure it's even. And you'll be good to go. Shoot down your basic area on the bottom. Your stairs and your two walls. And as you see, you have a nice area that's fully covered. I'm going to no-clip its side. As you see, you have a nice defensible area, and especially if you set up one of these windows, you have a great defense setting up here to shoot people right down through it. So, that's how you guys build the foundation and the actual base of the water base. Very easy, very simple, and very clear to do. So if you guys want to see the structure of the video, stay tuned. So that's how you build the water base, quick notes on it, etc. If you guys like this build at all, make sure you guys look at my other previous builds. I got the behemoth model going on, I got spiral designs, I have other versions of the water base, I have many other designs. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you guys have any suggestions out there. You guys make sure you guys put them forward. I'll make sure to try my best to do it. In other words, I will see you guys next time on Rust-Based Designs or Graham's channel whatsoever. And always, I wish you guys luck out there in that jerk-infested world that is Rust.